Hello everyone, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you're hearing me from. Like this evening here in Nigeria, I'm based in Nigeria. I received a WhatsApp message and it was from a schoolmate, an old schoolmate from the university, and she sent me a video on YouTube. I'm going to put the link of that video in the description box, and then I'm still just going to play some of the clips at the end of at the end of this video, and you will watch it. All right, that video is from another schoolmate of ours. Yes, and honestly speaking, even as I speak now, honestly, it's just still getting to me. Like, it's still touching me. This lady is married. Yeah, she got married, and she and her husband reside in Belgium. I remember was it last year or so, I was just talking around randomly, and I was asking, what about this girl Ajima? And they were like, okay, she's in Belgium. I was like, oh really? And I just opened the video, and what was I going to see? Ajima and then her sister-in-law, Susan. I don't know Susan in person, but I know Ajima. And she was just talking about like the two of them had this horrible experience in a hospital in Belgium. Like, okay, part of Ajima's story that I kind of even felt good about, well, it wasn't anything good, but was the fact that at least she ended up having a child. But that of the sister-in-law, oh my god. I know I'm talking at random right now, but let me just give you a little bit of hints. Now, Ajima had fertility issues, she said, in 2017, and she visited a hospital and they told her that she had fibroid. All right, and she said, okay, she needed a surgery. She called it myoscopy or something like that, for the fibroid to be taken out. Okay, she said the surgery went from taking out fibroid, it became taking out her cervix. Like, the surgery went bad. Okay, so in the midst of it, of course, you always want to still find a solution. You always don't want to lose hope. So she went elsewhere, and another surgery was done for her. It was 20% chances. It didn't even end up successful, and like at the end of the day, she was advised to go for surrogacy, and that was where Susan, her sister-in-law, came into the picture. Now, Susan came in to be the surrogate, and it was successful. Actually, she carried the baby to term and went to have the baby in the same hospital as Ajima, when the same hospital. Now it was a CS. She was supposed to go under. She had the baby through cesarean. Now Ajima said they asked for the normal anesthesia, but they insisted that they wanted epidural. For crying out loud, this is a CS. This person was not pushing out. So why do you want to give the person epidural? But she said reluctantly, they imposed a form on her, and she failed. Now she said during the process of this what did they call it, epidural, that she felt so much pain, and oh my god, at the end of the day, she could not feel her legs. After the whole thing, the baby came out and all that, she could not feel her legs, and she was complaining. They were now saying that it was the bacteria from Africa, story, like back and forth. They even attributed to malaria, they attributed to tuberculosis. And this is someone that all through her pregnancy, she was healthy. She didn't have any medical issues. Unfortunately, when they even went for the tests, she didn't have any malaria in her blood. And as it stands right now, Ajima said they were asking for just an apology. Now, to even do a damage control, which of course it has to do probably, if I'm not even probably, let us call it what it is, it has to do with racism. They now brought in a black doctor, which Ajima said obviously he was just dragged into the whole situation to come in and do damage control. And she said they sat for a meeting, an apology. They have refused to apologize, and basically they're refusing to apologize just not to take up responsibility and of course pay for damages, because that one is certain. But then it's not even about paying for the damages. What about the damage? And Susan, Ajima's sister-in-law, has 2 kids of her own. One is either 4 and the other is 3. They are young children. Like, she has not even been able to leave the hospital to go and see her kids yet, because she's just there in the hospital. Guys, this is a medical maltreatment or whatever. I don't know what to call this, but please, let's stand up for these 2 women. Like, see, aside from color or whatever. Like, at the end of the day, these are human beings, these are women, this can happen to anybody. Like, these girls, as they said, I know Ajima very well. She's well educated, very, very educated. And see, please, let's just push justice for Ajima and Susan for medical malpractice. Thank you so much. I'll insert the clip now and you would watch what I'm saying, and I'll just put short clips, and then the full video link just is in my description box. Click it and watch the whole thing. Thank you so much, and bye.
My husband and I back into his office, and he said a cervix has never been successfully recreated for the purpose of a pregnancy. He explained to us that the cervix is a muscle which holds the weight of the baby until you're ready to push, and then the baby comes out, and also it protects the fetus from infection. He then told me that I could not get pregnant naturally or artificially because the connection between the vagina and the uterus was gone. It was at that point we realized the intensity of the situation. My husband and I then traveled to Nigeria and consulted another professor in gynecology and another fertility specialist, which all advised our best option was surrogacy. We came back to Belgium. After returning back to Belgium, we had an appointment with another professor in University of Ghent, who is a gynecologist but specializes in reconstructive surgeries. We saw him and he offered to perform a surgery, but it was going to be 20% chance of success, and by success he meant to recreate a hole and not for the purpose of getting pregnant. If that was successful, then we would start to try to conceive, which I agreed, and I had a laparoscopy again somewhere in August in 2018. After the laparoscopy, a catheter was put for 10 days, and then we went back, he removed the catheter, and then we came back 2 weeks later for an IUD to be inserted. I was put under anesthesia. But my system, as a result of them not scrubbing me very well, or is it that the person who administered the epidural did not know her job, or the instrument they used was not properly sterilized? And up till now, nobody has given me an answer. I have partial paralysis from my waist down. I can't pee on my own. I wear a diaper. I can't pee on my own. I have to use a catheter to take out the pee. It's been so difficult, and I asked for an apology from the anesthesiologist, and she said, oh, it's a complication, when we had a meeting with the team of doctors that were all involved in the process. So now I have decided that justice must be served. I need justice for this. I came into this hospital, I was on my feet. I was only pregnant, I only came to have a baby, I was never sick. You can check my medical records, I was never